Get ready for the action because we are kicking things off with a major injury update involving Clay Holmes and the New York Mets. Holmes knew right after the game that he likely had a fractured leg, and the prognosis is tough. We dive into exactly what this means for his recovery timeline and the massive blow this is for the Mets roster as they navigate an already injury-plagued season. And finally, for everyone stuck in the middle of this transportation turmoil, we have the contingency plan. We explore the massive support system the MTA has put in place, including free shuttle buses and enhanced subway service, to help essential workers get to work on Monday. Stay with us for the full breakdown of how to navigate this week. Clay Holmes has indicated he will likely avoid surgery following a fractured leg sustained during a game with the New York Mets. Holmes confirmed the injury after the game on Friday, stating that an 111 mph comebacker, Spencer Jones, caused him to suffer a fractured fibula. Holmes noted that he had experienced a similar injury in the spring of 2020. Speaking to the Mets clubhouse on Sunday, Holmes said he was not surprised when the X-rays confirmed the fracture. He stated that surgery is considered unlikely, meaning his return timeline will depend heavily on the bone's healing process, typically requiring 4 to 6 weeks for recovery before he can be rebuilt. It's tough from a personal standpoint because I felt I was in a good spot with my body and arm, and it's hard to stay healthy in this game, Holmes commented, describing the accident as a freak accident that's out of your control. He also expressed solidarity with his teammates, noting that the team needs to remain focused despite the setbacks. The injury comes as the Mets navigate an injury-plagued season. The team is already dealing with multiple absences, including Juan Soto being placed on the injured list with a strained calf, Francisco Lindor also suffering from a calf strain, Jorge Polanco, Achilles, Luis Robert Jr. back, Francisco Alvarez knee, and Kodai Senga, lumbar spine inflammation. Losing Holmes is significant given his strong performance in an inconsistent rotation. Regarding the team's overall challenges, Holmes acknowledged the difficulty of facing multiple injuries simultaneously, saying, "When they pile up at once, it can be tough. Your depth is tested. We'll see what we have right now. I believe in the guys we have in here." The Mets are looking ahead to their upcoming schedule, with Christian Scott starting in Washington on Monday, and Nolan McLean slated to start Tuesday or Wednesday. A potential Long Island Railroad strike is casting a shadow over plans for fans attending the Mets-Yankees Subway Series at Citi Field in Queens on May 16th and 17th. While New Jersey residents may not view the strike as a major concern, it is expected to create significant logistical challenges for commuters and attendees traveling to the stadium. The disruption is compounded by existing traffic issues, including planned repairs on the George Washington Bridge, which have restricted upper-level lanes, forcing drivers to use the lower level, leading to increased crossing times. For those relying on the Penn Station LIRR route, a lack of rail service means commuters attempting to reach the Mets Willets Point station will face increased road congestion. Without LIRR service, alternatives include taking taxis or the subway, which is already facing strain. Subway users heading to Citi Field are specifically warned by the MTA about significantly higher crowding on the 7 train. Furthermore, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey has announced service enhancements on the PATH lines starting May 17th, offering streamlined rides, though the impact on subway connections remains uncertain. Round-trip ferry service to Citi Field is also seeing limited availability for the weekend games. Should the strike persist into the following week, the Long Island Railroad is offering shuttle bus options and nice bus service, but commuters are advised to explore working from home. The strike is projected to affect over 270,000 passengers, with officials noting that there is currently no viable substitute for the Long Island Railroad. The New York Mets stunned the New York Yankees 7-6 on Sunday to secure a victory in the Subway Series at Citi Field, thanks to a dramatic 10th-inning rally featuring Carson Benge. Benge crossed first base and raised both arms in triumph after driving in the winning run for the Mets for the second time in 5 days. The game featured several key moments. Tyrone tied the score with a 3-run home run off All-Star closer David Bednar in the 9th inning with 2 outs. Benge then hit the game-ending bouncer an inning later to seal the win. The Mets' comeback followed a challenging stretch, including a 91-game losing streak when trailing after 8 innings. The Yankees, meanwhile, were in a 2-7 trip against Toronto and Tampa Bay. In a chaotic moment, Anthony Volpe collided with Yankees teammate Max Schumann after a chopper, which allowed Marcus Semien to slide across home plate without a throw. Benge later commented on the play, stating, "Once it went over the pitcher's head, I kind of knew." Tyrone, who expressed admiration for Benge's hitting, noted, "He's like 20 years old, hitting a bunch of walk-offs." The Mets' improved performance came despite missing several key players. Manager Carlos Mendoza acknowledged the team's resilience, stating, "We get down. We get punched in the face. We get back up. Today was a perfect example when, like I said, we didn't play our best game and we still are able to shake hands at the end." The Yankees captain, Aaron Judge, acknowledged their slight deficit, saying, "Guys are playing tough and making the plays they need to, but just coming up a little bit short. We've got to have a short memory, move on and get ready, because we've got a big division opponent coming in." The paralysis of the Long Island Railroad due to its first strike in 3 decades is dramatically reshaping Monday morning commutes into New York City. In response to the disruption, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, MTA, has activated a comprehensive contingency plan to support essential workers who must travel into the city. State officials are advising Long Islanders to work remotely, but the MTA has implemented several measures to facilitate necessary travel. These include the deployment of free shuttle buses connecting 6 locations across Nassau and Suffolk counties directly to subway stations in Queens, operating from 4:30 a.m. to 9 a.m., with return services running from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Additionally, the Nassau Intercounty Express, or NICE, will introduce extra weekday bus service specifically linking to Queens subway stations. LIRR President Robert Free and MTA Chief Customer Service Officer Shanifa Riara have discussed these contingency strategies in anticipation of a potential strike. For commuters planning to travel, alternative options are also available. Individuals can utilize the Citi Field parking facility for a fee of $6 to transfer directly to the 7 train, which offers rapid service with headways of just 2 to 3 minutes. Officials assure the public that the subway system is prepared for the increased volume. Key lines, including the 7, A, E, F, J, and Z, have ample capacity, and GAP trains are on standby to be deployed immediately should any stations become overcrowded. Further details regarding service changes can be found on the NICE Bus website.